Today is a very special day. See, a couple months ago, I announced I was going to be flying 7 of my most beautiful subscribers to play high-stakes poker with me on the Lodge live stream, completely for free. If you think a live stream with a bunch of giveaway winners would be boring or not very action-packed, you would be very, very wrong.
He sees blood in the water. Of course he's all in. Queen 10.
What the hell is going on?
And Molly wakes up with Big Slick again. How about quads? Sethi shows the bluff. She goes all in.
Oh my God.
He's gonna lay it down.
All right, what's up, everybody? We are back in the new and improved Lodge. I mean, they painted the walls, they put some LEDs up there. This place is looking sexy right after WPT came through. But today we have a special day. We are hosting a stream game. If you guys don't remember, I was doing some absolutely amazing giveaways a couple months ago, and I am flying 7 people out and giving them $2,000 to play on this live stream. They're completely free rolling. All of their expenses are paid for, and that's what $15,000 looks like right there. I can't wait to give it to him. But yeah, the dynamics of this game are going to be interesting because T1000 is playing, and T1000's a crusher. And he already texted me saying, I'm not afraid to crush some dreams, or I love crushing dreams, something like that. And yeah, I want these players to have fun. I want them to enjoy themselves, but I'm a little worried. We'll see what happens. But they all get 2K. They can buy in for 1,000 and then do 2 bullets, or they can buy in for 2K, whatever they want. But I'm going to be buying in for 2K. I know JC is going to be buying in for 2K. And yeah, as people drop off, some stream regulars are going to pop in on the wait list. And I imagine this game's going to blow up pretty fast. So could end up being a very large game for me. I brought 8K, so not as much as I normally bring for a game like this, which now I'm kind of regretting. But with the tournament in the last episode and the 2K free roll that I also get from SpinQuest, we have like a 5K free roll. We're doing fine. We're doing fine. But yeah, it should be a fun game. And now we're just waiting for our friends to show up. And yeah, that's going to be in like 4 hours. So I'm operating off of about 4 hours of sleep. So I could sleep for the next 4 hours until they get here. Guys, to be honest with you, I'm devolving. I've been on a plane 8 times in the past like 24 days. That's a flight 33% of the days in the past 3 weeks. And the amount of sleep that I've gotten in the past 5 days is negligible. And if I told my doctor, he'd be concerned. So maybe I will either chug this coffee right here. I will chug this, try and sleep for 45 minutes, and then wake up and hope the 15K is still here. Because I don't know. I kind of want to stack these all up and see what it looks like. I don't know what we're doing. What could go wrong? I mean, nothing went wrong last time. I was down 6K and had a mental breakdown, and then I got it all back and lost $15 like a true break-even poker player. Oh God, hopefully this goes better. We got Kevin from SpinQuest here. What's up, baby? Any words of wisdom for the SpinQuest potential users out there?
Honestly, my best advice, change my life, use code Sethi.
That's right, baby. Use code Sethi. We got Mr. Jay Moravik over here. What was your Poker Now username?
Aaron the winner.
It was Aaron the winner, Mr. Taub. He's going to be sitting in the 6th seat,
6th seat, yep.
in the 5 seats, and then I'm here in the 8th seat, the place we played last time. Nathan?
Yeah.
What's up, my man? How's it going, brother? How are you? We got the entire gang. Look at this. Everybody is a giveaway winner. Gonna be so much money on the table that we're going to lose from this. Kevin, how do you feel about that? It's not possible. Zero-sum game. It's not possible.
Now it just
From the Lodge Mahal in beautiful Austin, Texas. Welcome to Fun One today. Sethi Poker
We're here live.
has invited a bunch of his friends and T1000 came along. So each of these 7 people that Sethy Poker has, each won a package from Sethy Poker.
You heard Slick Rick. Every one of these players got $2,000 from me, as well as their flights, their hotels, their Ubers, everything. I gave them a shot to play the highest stakes of their lives, but it's my goal to take all of that money back. In this first hand, this video is going to be insane. In this first hand, T1000 has the fire trucks. If you don't know how the fire truck game works, basically if you win 3 hands in a row, you get a bounty from everybody. The 4th hand, the bounty gets bigger, and the 5th hand, the bounty is the most, and then it resets. But basically, T1000 is playing for his 3rd fire truck, which means we would all have to give him a bounty, and he goes all in. He's not even looking at his cards, and I have ace-9 offsuit, the easiest call of my life. I stick in the call, and then this happens.
Well,
Oh yeah.
that escalated quickly.
Molly with Big Slick.
I'm gonna need a chip.
She goes all in.
This is further away.
Yeah, we're gonna get a sip of gin here too.
I know.
Wow.
Deuce.
I thought you had 10 dudes for a second. I was like,
7.
9.
Looks like some shots. Oh, there's the deuce.
Oh, no.
T1000.
No.
3. 8 would be 6.
8 would
3.
be
9.
beautiful.
3.
9.
3.
Maybe it's 7.
Oh my God, T1000 gets the
I'm
bonus.
sitting here looking pretty.
All right, there's another deuce in there.
It's going to be a nightmare.
There's another deuce.
Okay, no.
Poor Molly.
There's another deuce.
Don't you dare put a deuce out there. I'll take a
There's
9.
2 more deuces.
I'll take a 9.
Molly's standing up.
Oh my gosh.
All right, Molly's gonna get half.
So yeah, all said and done, we get about half of our investment back, lose $1,000, and it doesn't take very long for this exact scenario to come up again. This is the literal next hand. He goes all in again, and he has looked at his cards, but I have ace-8 of diamonds, and he's shoving basically every hand, even if he looks. I call, and it feels like deja vu, because what the hell is this?
Big Slick again.
You tell me.
It's a rerun of the last hand.
I'm trying to play defense. I go out of my way to set up a cool live stream. I'm going to be down like...
Side pot between Molly and Sethy again.
Special. I didn't expect to get this.
King again.
Yeah.
That's the E.
Queen. Here comes the queen.
Oh, 8.
Okay, 10 will work.
No.
10 of diamonds.
All right, so Molly's gonna win the first, and the fire
breathe,
trucks
we can
go
breathe.
back.
We can breathe. Next board. Next.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Diamond, 8, 7, please. 7.
Hey, there you go, okay.
Does anyone have a heart? No one has a heart. Okay.
Now you hit your 8.
I'm not greedy. I'll take
Now you
5.
hit your 8.
Bam! Bam!
There's the 10
Thank you for making him a pair.
for a
Give
straight
me all of his chips.
for Sethy.
Give him any of my
You guys.
So Molly.
Now that the all-in madness is over with, we can finally move on to the first real hand of this stream. I look down at 7-8 of clubs, and when there's an open and early position, I'm going to 3-bet this one up to $100. And in perfect Texas fashion, we get 3 callers going 4 ways to a flop. That does not come very good. It comes Jack, 9, Queen with 2 hearts. When they all check it over to me, I think there's definitely some times that we're going to be c-betting with 4 players in the hand, but this is not the board to be doing it. I check this one back, and we turn a straight. The turn comes the 10 of hearts. Obviously, the front door flush comes in, and a king makes a better straight, but when Crisscross now bets out for $150, I think our hand can be good plenty of times, and it feels good when I see the other 2 players in the hand now fold their cards. I stick in the call looking for a clean river, and that is not what comes. It's the 5 of hearts. What's interesting now is Crisscross now checks. When he checks it over to us, I'm trying to think of what hands I would bluff with, and to be honest with you, I don't think our hand is that bad. There's not going to be like any, oh, I have good blockers or anything like that. At the end of the day, He bet the turn and he's now checking the river. Would he check with the ace of hearts or the king of hearts or any of his flushes? Maybe he would check with a bad flush like 6-7 of hearts or 7-8 of hearts, hands like this. But he's probably just going to go all in with the ace of hearts or king of hearts. And if he has a king that doesn't have a heart, or he has an 8 similar to my hand, it's going to be hard for him to call. So I attempt to put him all in. I am turning my straight into a bluff. And as you can see, I slightly miscalculated how much he has behind. And he goes all in for $75 more. You can see here he has the ace of hearts, and it appears that I have been trapped. My analysis of this hand was a bit wrong, but I do like where my mind was going. We have to be able to bluff with some hands, and I don't think we have a ton of showdown with our bad end of the straight. Obviously, for the $75 more, I'm not sticking in the call. We never win, so I fold, and we are moving on to the next one.
There's the fold. Crisscross
Second.
will take a sip out of his salad with water in it.
In this next one, we are heads up against T1000, also known as the Robot. I have never got to meet T1000 JC until today. He is a very good poker player, and he's a great dude. So if you want to shoot him a follow on Instagram, he has a podcast and posts some of his crazy poker hands over there. But I'm not going to take it easy on him, all right? He's here to snipe my giveaway followers, and I am not going to let that happen. In this hand, T1000 has one fire truck, and we are playing some defense. He raises up to $75, and I put in the call with the king deuce of diamonds in the straddle. Now, when the flop comes 7-5-3 with 2 spades, I'm going to check it over to T1000, and he now bets $75. King high could be good sometimes, but at the end of the day, we can both have pretty strong hands on this board. T1000 is opening from the button, but at the end of the day, he's opening literally every 2 cards, so he does have a very wide range, and I am going to put in the call here with the king high. With $320 in the middle, the turn comes the 8 of diamonds. I check it over to T1000 one more time, and he now checks it back. I think when he checks back this turn, he has a lot of showdown value, and our king high is probably no longer good. So when the river comes the ace of hearts, he could have some like ace king, ace queen type holdings, but I think just giving him those hands is a bit ridiculous. He's literally playing every single hand with this fire truck game on. So I think he actually has a lot of 1 pair holdings, right? Maybe some 5x, some 3x, maybe even a 7, because it's going to be a bit of a hard story to sell. If I wanted to get a hand like ace king or ace queen to fold, I'd probably just have to go all in, and maybe. But look, we have like 2.5x pot behind, and T1000, bro, I'm going to need you to fold 1 pair, bro. Please fold. I go all in. Defense, defense, defense. We can see T1000 has king queen offsuit. Not an easy spot for him, but he is a bit suspicious. But eventually he does fold his cards. Get out of there, T1000. Give me that truck, bro. Give me that truck. I love you. Give me that truck.
9-6-9. Well, I guess he didn't know. Maybe 2 pair.
Or bluff.
Don't forget to tip away.
In this next one, I have a much better king, and I am going to 3-bet it. King Jack suited up to $100. And once again, these giveaway winners are not afraid, and for that, I give them props. We're going 4 ways to a flop, $415 in the middle, and the flop comes pretty good. It comes king, queen, 8 with 2 clubs. When they all check it over to me, obviously, I'm going to be betting my hand. Top pair, good kicker. I bet out for $200. We see 1 fold, and now John decides to raise. He raises to $600. I only have about $1,000, $1,100 behind, so this is kind of an interesting spot. A part of me wants to just immediately go all in because I think he's going to have a lot of big draws. We don't have a club in our hand, but we do block a hand like Jack 10. I don't think any of his real draws that are going to check raise are ever folding, so there's a lot of merit in just getting all the money in now, but a part of me is a little worried. Guys, these are giveaway winners. They're free rolling, and anything that they end this game with, they get to keep. So is John really just deciding to punt here on a board that's pretty good for me? I don't know. And that is creeping in my mind. So I take a little bit of time to think about this. But after thinking about it for a little bit, I decide my hand is too strong to fold, and I'm never calling with all the draws out there. So I go all in, and we can see John was bluffing. He's a little bluffer. He had pocket deuces, and he doesn't take too long before tossing his cards into the muck. Nice to see a fairly large pot come in my direction. picking up some steam here, we are now going to look down at the not so beautiful King 10 offsuit when our friend Aaron raises it up to $40. Aaron's on the tighter side, I believe, but I want to give him some action in position here with 2 Broadway cards. I put in the call for $40, and so does basically the entire table. Going to a fairly problematic flop of King Deuce Deuce Rainbow, Aaron now bets out for $100. I didn't call pre-flop to start folding top pair, but I am a bit concerned. I really don't like the situation we're in at all. I don't think there's a lot of bluffs here is basically what I'm saying. So I stick in the call, but we're going to proceed with some caution, and I'm delighted to see everybody else fold. Going to a turn here with $405 in the middle, and it's a pretty clean one. The 6 of spades, bringing in a backdoor flush draw, and now Aaron checks. I think when Aaron checks here, it's pretty clear that we are either very far ahead or we are very far behind. He could have a hand like queens, jacks, tens, or he could have a hand like king, queen, king, jack, ace, king, aces, and then obviously pocket kings, but that's not really going through my mind. Anyway, I think this is a pretty clear check back against our friend Aaron, and we're going to go see a free river card. And that river is an unfavorable one. It's the ace of diamonds. If we were somehow ahead of like ace queen or ace jack, but I really don't think those hands are just coming out and c-betting flop for $100 5 ways. But anyway, Aaron now decides with about 1 SPR behind, he is all in for $420. 420. I think about it for a little bit, but at the end of the day, I'm not very interested in this. Our hand is not even a bluff catcher. I don't think we really ever win. If he was turning a hand like jacks into a bluff, Aaron, you got me good, brother. But Aaron is a good player. He says he plays mostly online. In fact, he said this was his first time ever playing live. Aaron, I hope you had a good time, and I'm sorry that I'm so good at poker that I fold my cards correctly. We can see Aaron had the nuts. So nice hand, Aaron.
Oh, good ball.
Yes! That was a good fall.
Thank you.
I'm just realizing that like every hand we've talked about so far, I've had some form of king in it, which is actually hilarious because in this hand, we also have king jack suited once again, which I'm not complaining about. It's one of my favorite hands. But anyways, when there is a raise from Wally, king jack suited is one of those hands in my buckets that I'm just always 3-betting and mostly always 4-betting as well. I put in the 3-bet here to $65, and it gets back to our friend JC, who is in the small blind, and he decides he is going to cold 4-bet. He makes it $225 to go with the beautiful 8 deuce of diamonds. JC, I love you, bro. I love you. It gets back to me, and I am not going to be folding. I think there's even a candidate for perhaps jamming against what is probably a wider range and just maximizing fold equity, but in position here with a very beautiful hand, I put in the call. $475 in the middle, and the flop is king, queen, 3 rainbow. We have a backdoor flush draw, backdoor straight draw, and top pair good kicker. I feel like we just played this exact hand like 2 hands ago, but maybe I'm tweaking. Anyway, JC now bets out for $125, a small sizing. I like it. JC's obviously a very good player, and we could do some raising here, but I put in the call looking for a clean turn card, and it's kind of clean turn card. It's the 10 of clubs. Now we are open-ended, and we have a flush draw. It's good for our hand, but there are some hands that he have that improve now. A hand like queen 10, pocket 10s. He now checks, and this is an important part of the hand because we have 2 options, right? Well, I guess we have 3. We could fold, but we have 2 options. I could bet, and a lot of his bad hands, like we talked about on the last street, are going to fold, or we could check and hope that he bluffs this river. I'm telling you, in this moment, I just don't think T1000 JC has a very good hand. And that all stems from the fact that he has a fire truck and he's playing like 70% of hands. So when he has a wider group of hands, we want to give him a chance to blast off because he does have the ability to do that. So I decide to check this one back. The 4 of clubs is a very nice river card. We now have the second nuts, but we likely didn't need it when we see T1000 once again check. The truth is, a lot of good players, when they check the turn and check the river out of position, they're usually giving up. which is bad because we have effectively the nuts, and I would love for him to put some more chips in the middle. I decide on the latter of the two, and I go big. I bet $1,000 over betting the pot, and as you can see, it just doesn't matter. T1000 has nothing, and he snap folds. All of that analysis didn't really matter that much, but it still is nice to bring in the $725 pot. Let's go.
You don't want to pull the trigger one time?
Not that time.
Just had ace time.
Cumulative winnings, Wally up 12-35. Molly, Sethi, and John the only other winners. T1000 throwing the early party down 13-75.
I think in the first hand you played against.
You're getting cold, dude. I'm sweating over here.
It's chilly in here.
We are currently in Profitsville, and we're going to try and continue that in this next hand. Jared is going to raise this one up to $70. T1000 puts in the call. Wally puts in the call, and I am in the straddle with 6-5 of diamonds. I love a sexy 6-5 of diamonds. I put in the call, and we are going to a flop. $285 in the middle, and the flop comes 9-6-7 with 1 diamond. I decide out of position to 3 players that for some reason I'm just gonna donk into everybody. And look, we do have some donk ranges, but I think we can just keep that to when we're in heads up pots. At the end of the day, like, any of these players can have a good hand on this board, and this is really stupid. But anyway, I bet out for $125 with my gut shot, bottom pair, and backdoor flush draw. And yeah, literally the entire table calls. So I don't know why I did that, and clearly we achieved absolutely nothing, going to a turn card in a huge and bloated pot, and it's the Queen of Diamonds. Backdoor flush draw comes in for us, but obviously I'm not going to continue barreling. I check and slow down, and it checks all the way over to T1000, who now bets out for $400. With our gut shot, bottom pair, and flush draw, I put in the call, and it's nice to see everybody else fold. $1,600 in the middle, and we're going to a very important river card. Can I get there one time? It's not a bad card. It's an offsuit 6. We now have trips. The problem is with this card, it improves our hand, but we still lose to all of the straights and all of the full houses. So it could just get us in more trouble, I guess, if that makes sense. Anyways, I am going to check it over to T1000 and flow, and after thinking about it for a little bit, he decides to take his showdown value. He checks it back, and we show him the bad news. You got sucked out on, brother. Is that 3-0 against JC? Success feels good. There's a lot of hands that we have cut out of this that I was not even involved in, but these giveaway winners were battling. Look at this hand. T1000 has 4 fire trucks in front of him. He's going for 100 a person with the bounty. So if he wins the hand, everyone has to pay him $100. And he just looks down at pocket jacks, bro. How lucky is that? He goes all in, and Jared is going to play some defense. He has ace 10 of clubs. Just a crazy hand, man. I mean, watch this.
The ace and a jack.
T1000 going for the $100 per player bonus.
Oh, in the window. Oh, you
Oh my God, there's a chance.
You gained it out. You gained it out.
Set for T1000.
Queen. Okay.
Looking for a lady.
Queen.
Is there a lady? No. How about quads?
Quads with 4 trucks.
Oh my God. You know,
Everybody give him an extra $100, please.
Quads better than
Quads for T1000.
it's only quads.
I can't.
Well, I don't.
Everybody at this table is battling, and I give them a lot of credit. It's not easy to take a seat under the lights, first time playing on a live stream, first time playing 5, 10, 25, and just getting in there and battling. I really, really am proud of all of these giveaway winners. They all came to play, and it made the stream way more exciting. Moving on to the next hand that I'm involved in, we have Ace Queen offsuit, my least favorite hand in the world. You all know this. No way we get caught up in an absolutely insane hand later in the stream with Ace Queen. No way. But not this hand. Anyway, it's a very normal hand of poker. There's a raise to $20, multiple players call, and I am in the small blind with the Ace Queen offsuit. I'm going to squeeze this one up to $150, and only our friend John puts in the call. The flop comes Jack 7-3 rainbow, and on a board this dry, even out of position, I'm just going to start with a very small C-bet. I bet $100, and John decides to fold ace 10, which sucks a little bit. I'm not going to lie, because if we're not getting called by ace 10, then we can basically never see bet for value here. So that's unfortunate, but I would have loved to see him put in the call, but he's too good. He's just too good. Anyway, we've won like multiple pots in a row, and all of a sudden we're up like $1,000, $1,200. Hey, don't call it a comeback for the kid. No way anything bad happens in the next 5 hands, right? No way. No way. I guess something that I forgot to mention is that I was very inebriated during this stream. I was buying tons of drinks for everybody. This was a huge celebration, and we ran up the bill pretty bad. We had like 4 or 5 tequila shots. So as the night progresses, I'm starting to see double of all of the flops. So just keep that in mind. In this next hand, Wally raises to $30. I put in the call with pocket 5s, and T1000 also puts in the call from the big blind. The flop comes Jack 9 for rainbow, and it checks through. And the turn is not a bad one. It's another Jack, making it less likely that anybody could have top pair, and that our 5s could be good here. Now T1000 bets out for $50. Wally decides to call, and it's on me. Like I said, I think this is a pretty good card for us, and we could still have the best hand a decent amount of time. Obviously, T1000 can have plenty of Jack X just checking and flow on the flop, and we can keep that in mind. Like I said, I think I have the best hand enough of the time. I stick in the call, going to a river with $245 in the middle, and it comes the king of clubs. Now, this is where the hand becomes a bit undefendable, I guess. I really don't know what I'm doing, to be honest. And in reviewing this, it's always funny to review live stream hands because you just see everybody makes mistakes, but I obviously make a ton of mistakes as a recreational poker player. So when it checks to me, I told you guys already just now as I'm reviewing this hand that I think I have enough showdown on the turn to put in the call. So if we have showdown value and now it gets checked to me, I guess maybe every once in a while T1000 could have like a 9x holding that we could start bluffing against. But does our line even make sense? I guess we would just be purely turning our hand into a bluff, which makes no sense. I can win sometimes. I would really like to see myself check this one back, but instead I bet I turned my hand into a bluff, effectively trying to get a 9 to fold, and I bet $200. T1000 folds, and now Wally, who you can see has a worse hand than me, starts to think that this line does not make any sense. And he's right, it doesn't make any sense at all. So he puts in the call and we show that we have pocket 5s, and we have somehow accidentally value bet and turned this pot into a $645 pot that I win. Sometimes it pays to be bad at poker. In this next one, I am 3-betting ace jack offsuit to $150, and only John puts in the call. Going to a flop with $365 in the middle, the flop comes king queen 7 rainbow. Being out of position, I am once again going to be putting in a very small wager out of position. This is a board that's very good for me. We do not have to bet very big, but I still think I went a bit too small. I picked like 20%. I think 25, 30% is totally fine, even 33%, but I bet $75. It's too small, and John puts in the call with his back doors. With $515 in the middle, the turn is another queen. So the board pairs, it's probably a slightly better card for John, but being out of position, I'm just going to start checking. We can have the best hand here when I bet small on the flop and get called plenty of the time. And also we have a gut shot to a 10, and we could let our friend John start bluffing. But when I check it over to him, he doesn't want to do that. He checks this one back. When the river is another king, I'm pretty certain I have the best hand, and my plan is to check call. I think John has a lot of hands that absolutely need to be bluffing, and when he doesn't bet the turn, I think we almost always have the best hand. So I check it over to him, and he thinks about it for a brief second, but he doesn't bluff. As you can see, he only has 9 high. I really wanted to check it over to him and bluff catch here, but we are going to win this hand, which I can never complain about. Would have just been nice to see John pull the trigger. At this point in the night, the tequila is flowing. It's flowing everywhere. We're going to go into this hand with the beautiful 6-7, which with the state of the meme of the 6-7, I basically am going to play this hand every time I see it, regardless of its suits. Anyway, I raised it up to $25, and D-Rock now makes it $100 to go with the ace-9 of diamonds. John puts in the call with my favorite hand, king 5 of hearts, and I'm not going anywhere. One of the most powerful suited connectors in all of poker. I put in the call. When the flop comes 10-7-4 with one spade, we all check it over to the pre-flop aggressor, and he checks this one back. We're seeing a free turn, which comes the queen of clubs. We both check it over to D-Rock once again, and he now bets out for $160. I am not fully convinced of this story that D-Rock is telling quite yet. We could always turn our hand into a bluff in the future. We could get there, make two pair, whatever, or I could just have the best hand now. So I flick in the call. With $625 in the middle, the river is the jack of clubs. Yet another overcard to our pair of sevens. And I think it's quite unlikely at this point that we ever have the best hand, but some of my gut shots get there. I could have some backdoor flushes, and I block some random two pairs. And it's important to note, I have a blood alcohol content of somewhere around 0.2. I don't know why. I'm not even going to try and justify this, but I said, F it. I am going to turn my hand into a bluff. I just bet out for $400. And obviously we can see that D-Rock does not have much of anything at all. But I probably couldn't have called if he bluffed anyway, so I'm actually happy he folds. We're taking down this pot. Let's go. I played perfect. Moving on to the next one. In this next one, I am going to do something that I have never done. This literally might be the first time I've ever done it, but it's definitely the first time I have ever done something like this on a vlog or in a short. Molly's going to open this one up to $30, and T1000 is going to 3-bet to $90. And I look down at pocket sevens in the ultimate straddle. Here's the deal. I don't think Molly is going to be 4-betting nearly enough, because most players that are playing outside of their comfort zone and are maybe on the recreational side just don't 4-bet enough. That's just the truth. And T1000 is 3-betting too often. So I decide, again, this might be the tequila talking, but I decide I'm going to cold call this 3-bet. It's funny. It's funny trying to justify it, but this is where my brain was, but for the most part, my brain was mush. I cold call this 3-bet. Just some high-level stuff right now. And Molly also puts in the call. $280 in the middle, and it comes 10-5-4 rainbow. I check, Molly checks, and now T1000 bets $150. I am not believing T1000 at all, but it's not a ton of fun having Molly behind us, who has a fairly strong range with the under the gun open. I stick in the call, which is already pretty speculative, and Molly also puts in the call. Once Molly puts in the call, I'm pretty done with this hand. I think we are always behind, and unless we hit a 7, we really can't improve. $730 in the middle, and the turn is about as good of one as I could ask for without hitting a 7. It's a 6. Now we have an open ender. Didn't even think about this, but when I check, Molly checks, and now T1000 checks. We get to see a free river card, and would you look at that? It's the 8 of diamonds. Worth noting that the backdoor flush draw does come in, but are we really going to be worried about that? Out of position to 2 players. I'm not really sure about this one. I decide on a block sizing. I bet out for $250. I think this board is fairly easy to be bluffing on, so we aren't very polar, so we don't have to use these huge sizings, and it's actually okay to have some smaller sizings in our value range. I think. I could be wrong there. You guys let me know. But anyways, I bet $250, and Molly is in the tank. She's not sure what to do. Would really love to see a call here from the top, but unfortunately, Molly does let her hand go, and so does T1000. We obviously had the best hand, but it would have been nice to get called on this river. Oh well, we're still bringing in this $730 pot. And I'm kind of cruising right now. We haven't lost a hand in a long time, and all of a sudden, we're up like $2,000. In this next hand, Aaron raises the ace-jack offsuit to $75, and I put in the call with king-10 offsuit, and it's just going to be us. Heads up. Feels nice. It feels like we're always going 4 or 5 ways. But anyway, there's $170 in the middle, and the flop comes 7-6-4 rainbow. Aaron now starts with a check, and I think king-10 offsuit is a very bad hand, and we have no showdown value, so I decide I'm just going to start bluffing. I think Aaron is probably aware that it's not a good board for him, and he may still have some strong hands like aces and kings and queens or whatever, but I'm going to start bluffing. I decide to bet out for $60, and Aaron puts in the call. The turn is a deuce, and when he checks, I decide to check this one back. And then on the Queen River, Aaron checks yet again. It feels like he has an ace-high type of hand, and if we want to bluff one of those hands off of this pot, I don't think we have to go very big. Also, if we go really small, it just feels like we're trying to milk our man. Pause. It just feels like we're trying to milk him out of some chips, and I think we're actually going to get more folds against ace high than if I go big, which is like a weird, like a reverse psychology type thing. But I decide to go small, hoping that he starts folding out those ace high holdings, and he does. He folds ace jack offsuit. I'm absolutely thrilled to see it, and I don't want to show him my cards, but he's a nice kid, so I show him that we bluffed him.
Sethi shows the bluff.
Give the man his fire truck.
And now we have arrived to the hand of the night. This one is a doozy, so strap in. The graphics are a bit wrong in this hand. Crisscross actually put out the $10 straddle, and T1000 is now raising to $50. Aaron puts in the call, Wally puts in the call, and I am in the cutoff with the beautiful ace queen of diamonds, my favorite hand, and I am going to 3-bet to $225. I like my sizing, but we could even go $250 or $275 in a call happy game where a lot of people want to see flops. And immediately, I feel like I didn't go big enough because 3 players put in the call. T1000, Aaron, and Wally are all in there, and we are going to a flop. It couldn't come much better for us. Ace, Queen, 7 with a flush draw. With $920 in the middle, when they all check it over to me, obviously I'm going to be betting, but the question is, what sizing in a 3-bet pot? Well, I block all of the ace-x combos, the queen-x combos. I block a lot of the pair calling region, and they're probably not going to put in the call very often with a 7 anyway, so I'm just going to go a little bit bigger, start to target those inelastic draws like gut shots, straight draws, flush draws, whatever type of holdings they could have. So that's what I do. I bet out for $400. T1000 folds his cards, but Aaron now decides he is going to go all in for his remaining $825. That's music to my ears, but then Wally asks for a count and starts to think. A part of me is slightly worried that one of these players could have pocket 7s, but obviously it's not going to affect any of my decision making. It's just a small thing that I'm thinking about in this moment. There's still tons of straights and flush draws, worse ace-x. Hell, even one of them could have slow played a hand like ace-king offsuit somehow. But what I am not expecting is Wally to now announce that he is all in for his $3,000 stack. All of a sudden, we are in a nearly $8,000 pot against 2 giveaway winners, and I'm in a position to book an absolutely massive win. All I have to do is hold. I haven't run very good in big pots on live streams in the past, but this is my chance to change that. Dealer, take it away.
Give me a club, one club.
You're at flush draw. I knew somebody had the flush draw. But
One club's good.
That's a rough call.
And we're going twice?
Yep.
Okay, so we're gonna go 2 boards. You guys still have that on the side. I'll just figure that out
Honestly,
afterwards.
a raise
That's good.
into his opponents would have been a better
2
option,
boards.
to be honest.
Yeah,
Just to see what they would have done. He probably would have raised or called. He definitely would have raised with his queen.
Oh, the hearts, jeez.
No.
What a...
All right,
Give me
flush
one more.
gets there.
One more. I'm not
board.
greedy. Just one more.
Just one more.
Just,
I'm only
wait a minute.
greedy.
Oh my gosh.
Dang.
Okay.
Club's good for it all.
I'm so sorry, man.
But I really wanted
Why you?
I really wanted that.
We're good. Nice hand.
I mean, I couldn't even win one. You couldn't give me half of the pot. Okay, no worries. I'm not tilted at all. I'm gonna have to reach into the piggy bank and reload. This is literally my next hand. I have barely gotten my chips onto the table, and I somehow get all in against Jared. Luckily for us, he's short stacked, but he has pocket jacks, and we have ace king of hearts. It's a true flip. We're running it 2 times. Please. I mean, it's a small pot, but please, can I just win? Please? Please?
I need a scoop.
That's one. That's one ace wasted. Okay, no queen. So far, so good. Your equity is increased by about 20%. Yep.
And there's a scoop for Jared.
I'm so sorry. It's a compensation between us.
Yeah, we can do that.
I swear I just really don't run very well on live streams. Like, I'm sure some of it is self-inflicted. I would never claim that I play perfectly. I don't. But at some point, we're due to win once, right? Just book one winning session. Anyway, this is the literal next hand after that ace king hand, the very next hand. That was number 91. This is hand number 92. I have king queen offsuit, and we're going to raise this one up to $25. Molly puts in the call, and now D-Rock is going to 3-bet from the cutoff to $185. This is actually a really, really, really big sizing. And honestly, I probably should just fold. But I'm like 5 or 6 tequila shots deep, and I'm actually on monkey tilt. I'm kind of fuming right now. And I put in the call, and so does Molly. Going to a flop 3 ways here with $565 in the middle. And it comes pretty good. King high board, king 3 deuce rainbow. I check, Molly checks, and D-Rock bets $120. I don't think there's anything else to do besides put in the call here. I think a lot of the times we're ahead, and then sometimes he has aces or ace king. And I guess like we saw earlier in this stream, he could still have kings. But I think a lot of the times we have the best hand here. So I put in the call, and I am shocked to see Molly also put in the call. The 8 of spades doesn't change anything. And when I check and Molly checks, D-Rock goes to assemble yet another bet. He bets out for $325. If D-Rock had a hand like ace king or aces, this is exactly how he would play this. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm getting a bit concerned. A part of me is just kicking myself for not folding pre-flop to the massive 3-bet. And I can't fold yet because I guess he could still be bluffing, but these are giveaway winners. Is someone really gonna just barrel it off here with a hand like ace queen or ace jack or jack 10 suited? I don't know. I put in the call, and at least Molly folds this time, going to a river with $1,600 in the middle. And it's the 4 of spades, bringing in a backdoor flush draw. I have the queen of spades, which I feel like is a pretty good card. I check it over to D-Rock, and I am not happy to see him go all in. It's $1,000, just about 2/3 pot. I only have to be right about 30% of the time here, but man, I just don't know what he is bluffing with. He can easily have a hand like ace king. He can easily have a hand like aces. And hell, he could have a hand like ace 5 of spades or ace 10 of spades that he was bluffing with, I guess. I guess if he was bluffing at all on the turn, it makes sense for him to have spades, but I have the queen of spades. I'm in the absolute torture chamber. Look at this tank. Someone put it in speed up mode because I sit here and think for a long time. And I guess I'll just let you see what I decide on.
Starting point of I'm forgetting who I am.
Oh no! He's gonna lay it down.
Right now.
He lays it down. D-Rock is gonna show the bluff.
I'm not gonna lie.
I was good
You guys
too.
really love your boy over here. Just throwing the bluffs in his face, laughing when you double up through him.
I can already see the title.
Sethy brings all these players to the lodge, pays for them,
I figured one of you guys had the king, and I was like, I can't.
and they're just windmilling bluffs in his face.
I understand.
I cannot catch a break. I am such a calling station. I call constantly. I call too often. And the one time I decide to make a hero fold, I just get my life ruined.
Sorry, use code. Use code Sethy on SpinQuest.
That's right. You heard the man. If you want to be involved in all of the future giveaways that we are doing, all of the free rolls, everything, all you got to do is have a SpinQuest account, completely legal in 43 of the 50 states and Google Ad certified, so Google trusts it. All you got to do, check out the description. You can find the link down there. All you got to do is have an account, and yeah, hopefully we'll be sending someone to like the main event or something. Can't guarantee that, but would be a pretty sick giveaway. Anyways, back to the hands. At this point in the night, things are not going great. I'm spiraling. I'm on monkey tilts. I can't believe that I've found myself back in this scenario where I was up early, I was playing well, having fun. We lose an absolutely huge pot. We're a favorite. And now all of a sudden our complete trajectory is different. But this hand might change that. T1000 raises to $40. John puts in the call. Wally calls. And you might be shocked to see that I have Queen 5 of clubs saying that this hand could change everything. Well, just watch. I put in the call and we are going to a flop with $165 in the middle. The flop comes Jack 5-4 with 1 club. So we have middle pair and a backdoor flush draw. I check, T1000 checks, and now John puts out a wager of $125 to go. Wally puts in the call. And look, can you blame me? I'm on tilt. I could make 2 pair maybe. I'm just looking to get in there and find a way to make something back. I stick in the call and T1000 folds. $540 in the middle. And the turn gives me life. It comes the deuce of clubs. I check and now John moves all in for his $700 stack. I'm already not loving this situation because no matter what, when it gets back to me, I'm going to have a fairly uncomfortable decision to make. But then Wally puts in the call. And somehow I'm actually getting a pretty good price here. If we do the math, I usually have somewhere between 30 to 35% equity. And all we have to do is put in $700 to win an extra $2,000. I think we're actually getting the right price here. Add that in with the fact that I'm on monkey tilt. This is actually the easiest call of all time. So after thinking about this, I put in the call looking for a club, a 5, a queen, and that is what we get. It comes a queen. I only have $500 left, which maybe I should have gone all in on the turn, but I don't think that makes a whole lot of sense. But either way, it's a dry side pot, and I think we have the best hand nearly always against Wally. So I go all in, and he doesn't think for very long. It's such an amazing price. He can't fold, and he calls with a jack, and I'm going to scoop in this entire pot. That's $3,600. The third biggest or second biggest pot of the night, and it was with Queen 5 of clubs. All of a sudden, I'm no longer in red. In fact, I'm up a couple $100. All of a sudden, I am no longer in the red. I'm actually up. We're up like $400. What a sick turn. I can't believe this. I feel like I've just had a weight lifted off my chest, and all of a sudden I can play poker again. Except there's only 10 minutes left of the stream. This is going to end up being the last hand of the stream. And before this hand, I was down like $2,000. And now all of a sudden, I ended up $500. You can see these are the ending graphs. It says our cumulative winnings was minus 500. They just have it off by a little bit. I did end in profit. Oh my gosh, what an insane comeback on the last hand. What an amazing experience with these giveaway winners. I hope they had a good time. They all played phenomenal. I'm extremely proud of all of them, even the ones that bluffed me or beat me in the $8,000 pots. But yeah, huge shout out to SpinQuest and a huge shout out to you guys. Thank you so much for 200,000 subscribers. I don't really do a whole lot of preaching here, but I guess I'm going to do that in this outro. I never thought in a million years that I would be able to do this for a living. And the fact that we hit 100,000 subscribers like 6 months ago is absolutely nuts. The fact that we hit 200,000 subscribers, I really don't even have thoughts for it. So I want to say I love you guys and thank you guys. More giveaways in the future. Shout out to SpinQuest. Shout out to you guys. And as always, I'll see you next time.